and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the Champions League, where Barça and Napoli are all square on aggregate. It's a goal apiece, and there is everything to play for in this second leg. Can Barça breathe life into their season? Can they reach the final 8 of the Champions League for the first time in 4 years? We're about to find out, and coming up today, we're going to be going over everything you need to know ahead of this clash. We're going to be going over big quotes pre-game from Xavi, all of the team news, the potential starting lineup for Barça, and right here today, it's time to bring back score predictions. There's a big night coming up for Barça. There's a big night coming up for all of us fans, so get ready. And let's do this. Because ahead of this mighty clash on Tuesday, we do have some super thanks donations coming in right now. Big shout out here to Olafemi, to Adrian, and to all of the fantastic support right now. I really do appreciate it, guys. It's been absolutely incredible. And if you ever do want me to shout out something specific there, a name, anything you like, do let me know in your comments. So thank you for all of that right here. And if we do move on to the game itself, we're like I say, Barça could reach the Champions League quarterfinals for the first time since the 1920 season. That's such a long time ago, when Barça came up against Hansi Flick's Bayern Munich. And as I've told you guys several times here on the channel, I have no idea what happened there. I don't know what we went on to do that particular year. But here we are in the here and now, and a Champions League quarter-final place, by the way, would not only be welcomed on the sporting side and by all of us fans, but it would also be really welcome news financially for the club. Because right here, there is 10.6 million euros up for grabs by booking a spot in the last 8 of this competition. Don't forget that will be money that would be revenue coming in. All important revenue that could be used towards a La Liga wage cap should we succeed as a team on Tuesday night. And I think that's why it's so important that already here, coming into this game, from the moment go, we've got to show up with some confidence. We have to believe here in ourselves to get this job done. Because look at it right here. It is 1-1 on aggregate. We are in a great position heading into this tie. It's level on the score sheet. We are at our home stadium. It's a position that you'd want to be in. And when you look at the two teams right now, even if Barca feel as though our season hasn't been all that great, we've still had a better season, though, than Napoli have. They have been really struggling too. And we should feel as though this is our chance. This is our big opportunity. It's our match to lose right here, and we have to play with serious belief. And like I say, from the first minute, let's get that clear right here. From the very start of the game, be ready. As a team, be mentally prepared and focused to take on this obstacle, because despite everything I've just said there, we also can't afford to gift Napoli anything. Because how many times throughout the season so far, particularly in home games, particularly in games there that we'd have expected to win, have we just gifted goals to the opposition? Whether it be there via an individual mistake, whether it would be a lack of concentration, a lack of urgency as well. We've seen it all this season. But we can't do that tomorrow. Because if we were, for instance, to concede the first goal in this game, suddenly then it all starts to change. It all starts to unravel very quickly. The panic can set in. The nerves can start seeping in to the performance. And of course the crowd, they're going to get anxious. There's going to be some frustration building there. That is why you start the game as you mean to go on, with the right attitude from the first minute, and keep your focus for the whole game. For the full 90 minutes here. Give it everything, because if you can't get up for this game, if you cannot keep yourself motivated and focused for a Champions League match here that could lead to a quarter-final, then when on earth can you? Because I do want to say right here, guys, and stress again, we can't afford to underestimate Napoli, though, our opponents in this game, because this is a team that, much like ourselves, for most of the season, they played well below their level. They are capable here of much more than what they've shown this season. They've got some absolutely fantastic players, and I think if you actually look here, since the arrival of the new coach, Francesco Calzona, they have improved. No question about that. They are unbeaten there since he came in just before the first leg against Barça, and he's had a real impact. Napoli have been playing with a bit more confidence. I think they feel a bit more free there, and I think particularly key players. You look at Kvaratskhelia, for instance, there. He has scored in all 3 of Napoli's past games. A big win they had as well over Juventus, and Kvaratskhelia has 4 goals in total under Calzona. So we have to be wary of a wounded animal, really. That's what Napoli is. They are capable of more. They can do more, but we can't give them anything. We don't want to invite them here to get their season back on track. And I want to move on now to the pre-match press conferences. And it was interesting to see that Marc-Andre ter Stegen there accompanied Xavi today in the pre-match press. And he was actually asked straight up here, ahead of one of the biggest games in our season, what about Hansi Flick? What's your thoughts there, Mark, on Flick? And ter Stegen there responded in the way that you kind of expect. He said now is not a good time to answer that. He did say he's a great person and we all value him very, very much, especially at the German national team. But he said it's not the day to talk about that. I know you don't like the answer, but tomorrow we will play the most important game of our season. And right now from everyone, every single player, we are demanding full focus. Because Xavi then also was asked in his press conference about his future, and again, in my opinion, these are unnecessary questions at this particular moment, and he just said there, I've already told you that I'm going to be leaving the club at the end of the season. I've said that many times, and Xavi said, I'm not really the one ahead of tomorrow that you need to be focusing on, that you should be focusing on here with your questions, because there have been a few rumours here ahead of this game that if Xavi was to lose against Napoli, he could be sacked immediately as the Barcelona coach. And I haven't really spoken about those rumours at all ahead of this game, quite frankly, because as Xavi says there, it's not needed right now. We are all focusing on this game. We want to win it. We want to go as deep as we possibly can in the Champions League, and that is where all of our priorities are at this very moment. Because Xavi went on to say there that Montjuïc has to look tomorrow like the Camp Nou. It simply must look that way. The culés have to come. They've got to be loud. They've got to make the stadium a pressure cooker, and they've got to be our 12th man and let the players feel all of that support from the fans. So Xavi ultimately calling on the fans there, come to the stadium, support the team, make it loud, make it a real boost to the players, because obviously recently we have struggled inside the Olympic Stadium there when it comes to attendances. Just on the weekend there against Mallorca, only 38,000 inside the stadium, and Barca want more, and you can even see it on their website here today. They're calling on the fans to come. They want to feel that energy, and tomorrow of all days is when we need it. Before Xavi then did provide an update on the injuries coming into this game. We already know, of course, we're going to be without Pedri, without Balde, without Gavi, but also Ferran Torres is not going to be available for the game against Napoli down to injury, although Xavi says there he still has players that he can trust in the team. But Ferran had been working so hard to be involved. He'd been training really intensely this week, hoping that he'd get the medical green light. Xavi says there's been no relapse, but he's just not quite ready for this game, but he should be involved on Sunday against Atletico Madrid, so that'll be a boost there in La Liga, but not quite here in this all-important Napoli game. But when Xavi was asked there about the young players at the club, about the likes of Pau Kabassi, who could play tomorrow, about Lamine Yamal, who of course is in line to start this game, what about the pressure on those players? That going to affect them? Are they going to be able to play at the level that we've seen? But Xavi said there, Pau Kabassi and Lamine Yamal, they got to enjoy it. They've got to focus here on just enjoying this match tomorrow, having fun out there and being proud that at such a young age they can play at this level, at this high level, and in a match such as this one. I think that's the exact message that we need to send out right now, especially to the younger players. Go and enjoy the occasion. Go and actually feel as though, wow, I'm playing in this game. I belong in this game, because they do. The quality that they've shown, they're not out of place. They are actually right now some of the best performing Barcelona players that we've had this season, and Pau and Lamine, they can make this game their own. They have the talent, they have the quality to help us at both ends of the field, and that is why I'd have them both involved tomorrow from the start. Because looking first of all at the defensive side of our team, certainly Jules Koundé must continue there at right back. Since he's gone over to that position, he's improved. His form has certainly gotten a lot better. Araujo there has had a nice rest after he was suspended against Mallorca. Cancelo on the left side, he's been dangerous of course there in this competition. And like I say, I would start Pau. Now I know he's inexperienced, and I know you could go with Inigo Martinez there, you could go with somebody maybe with a few more years of experience behind them, but I just think the level that Pau has been playing at, he kind of deserves to play. He kind of deserves to be in this team right now because he's been that good and he has been dominant in his displays at the back. And I think it's going to be interesting in midfield. I really do as well, because Christensen has also been a big part recently of Barca's improvement in form. He's actually made that defensive midfield position a little bit less of a burden on this team right now. Gundogan, of course, is going to play. He has played so much football recently, but honestly, we have to keep relying on him because there's not a lot else right now in midfield. But then what's Xavi going to do? What is he going to do there with either a three-man midfield or maybe a fourth man? But like I say, we don't have many options. So Xavi there might go with three, and I wonder if it'll be Rafinha. I really do. After seeing what happened against Mallorca, that unpredictability, he is going to be fit to play. Would you start Rafinha in midfield, or would you go with Fermin Lopez? Because obviously they're both interesting options looking offensively, because we need players there in that midfield that can help our attack, that can provide their passes into the forward line, that can make offensive runs as well, that can get themselves into the box and be maybe a bit of a goal threat too. And I think Rafinha and Fermin, both of them good options. I'm happy to have either of them right now as a creative man in my midfield, because in the front line there is absolutely no doubt about it. Lamine starts on the right side, then Lewandowski, goal scorer in the first leg down the middle. But again then, you're asking questions on the left. You know, will João Felix keep his place for this game? You've got Vitor Roque, who's also looking to be involved in this team. Or like I say, will Xavi not go with an out-and-out left winger? Could he play perhaps Fermin Lopez and Rafinha in the same team? How would that work out? What would the structure of that midfield be? Because obviously Rafinha, he doesn't want to be out on the left side. He wants to be more central in an interior role. If he's playing in midfield, can Fermin drift out to the left side? Or will João Felix keep his place there and provide us with a big Champions League performance? He did it against Porto. He came alive in that game down the left side with Cancelo. Can they combine again here to provide us with a big win and technically also get us some more money that might help with their own futures? Which brings us on then to the all-important predictions ahead of this massive game for Barca. So let's start here first of all with your predictions in my community section there. And as you can see, the big majority believe Barca can win. The big majority believe, 45%, that Barca are going to make it to the quarter-final of the Champions League. And there are some people as well that believe we could do it more comfortably by 2 goals, by 3 goals. But there are several votes as well for a Napoli win. So there is a real contrasting belief right now amongst Barca fans. And you can see that as well right here with some predictions from channel members. A 2-0 win for Barca is one of the predictions. But as you can see from the other one, a Napoli win by 2-1, with real concerns maybe there about our midfield situation and creating opportunities to take ourselves to victory in this game. That is very interesting. But what about my prediction? What about my feeling ahead of this game? Now, whether this is with my head or whether it's with my heart, I don't know. But I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to win this game. And I believe Barca 2, Napoli 1. I believe here, actually, that we will take a 2-goal lead. I think we're going to go 2-0 up. I think we're going to be cruising. I think we're all going to be loving life. And then I think Napoli are going to get a goal. We've seen it so many times with Barca this season where we look to be cruising, look to be on our way, then we concede and it gets a bit nervy. I think that is going to happen again, but I think we will see the game out. I think we will get through this game and book our place in the last 8. But it's going to be a big game. It is going to be such a decisive match here for this club. And I really hope that we can get the job done. Please do let me know, guys, all of your feelings ahead of this game. What is your prediction? What will the score be? And how would you line up? With a 3-man midfield? Or would you try and put 4 players in there in some way? Let me know all of that in the comments down below. A big thank you indeed for all of you tuning in here and for all of your energy and your support. I will catch you after the big game itself. But until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.